AEW All In. It's this Sunday. You know the Flex Zone podcast, only place giving you your wrestling content how you want it when you need it. It's here for you. We'll be live 1 p.m., 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. British Standard Time. And we're Warriors. So we have a big time match in the women's division that I predicted, excuse me. It is the TBS Championship match as the CEO, Mercedes Mone, takes on Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D. CEO versus D.M.D. for the TBS Championship. A lot to unpack here. Make sure you super kick that subscribe button, like a bomb that like button, backdrop that bell. Sound off, let me know your thoughts on all the matches and what you want to see. What are we doing with Mercedes? If anybody knows me, knows my wrestling opinion, my wrestling preferences, especially in the women's division, Mercedes Mone, Mercedes Varnado, Sasha Banks, Snoop Dogg's cousin, the Blueprint, the boss, the CEO, Boston's own, the newly single. What are we doing? She debuted at March at Big Business. Didn't wrestle until Double or Nothing. Automatically thrust into a title opportunity. The crowd seems to have turned on her. She's now a heel. Her promos haven't really hit. They haven't really worked to her strengths. She has a good match at Double or Nothing. She has a good match at Forbidden Door against Stephanie Vacour. Pretty much gets Vacour signed to WWE because WWE was not checking for Vacour before she got on AEW TV. Of course, they're keeping their eyes still on Mercedes. And they see they had a pretty good match. And Stephanie carried that match for the most part. They finally do something that we've been talking about since Double or Nothing. They pair Mercedes and Money Inc., her stable that looks like it's growing, with Kamille. Kamille, we heard, has been signed since February. She debuts. We get a Diesel and Shawn Michaels dynamic. Love it. Beautiful. I've been calling for it. One of the creators who has been predicting that or booking that. But what are we doing with this feud? I didn't mention in my MJF and Will Ospreay match, but we heard about the rumors, the conflict between Britt, MJF's fiance, MJF apparently possibly storming into the women's locker room, but looks like he didn't because HR investigation didn't lead to him getting suspended. Even though if it comes down to it, who is really going to get suspended? Britt Baker or MJF? They're picking MJF 7 days a week and twice on Sundays. Probably twice every day. And with that being said, Britt Baker, every situation there is a problem in AEW. Of all the problems that they have, it's not the in-ring product. It's not the talent. It's not the guys and girls in the back who are out there every week sacrificing their bodies for our enjoyment, for the opportunity to make videos like this. It's the backstage BS. It's the immaturity. It's the jealousy. It's the lack of leadership. It's the elementary aspect, all elementary wrestling, all fringe wrestling. Everybody's ego, everybody's status. It seems like Britt doesn't care about this feud. She doesn't seem invested. Now, I don't know if that's on purpose. There's not any heat. There's not any emotional attachment. I don't know how they have fumbled the build to this match. And don't get me wrong, this match could cook. This match could be fantastic. Probably will be one of the matches of the night. I think it's one of the 4 matches I'm looking forward to. A dream match. But they haven't really dug in. They haven't got us invested. They haven't had the promos back and forth that we know they're capable of. Britt being the homegrown AEW star. Mercedes, the big ticket free agent coming in, taking her opportunities, automatically vaulting herself to the front of the line, being the number 1 contender for championship after championship, getting all the TV time. They could have really told a wonderful story with that. Now, I don't know what they're gonna do, as I mentioned with the last few days here. They had Mercedes and Kamille attack Britt. It seems like Britt is outnumbered. It looks like this is inevitably now rumors are swirling. I don't know all the details. I just heard this earlier today that Britt and Jamie Hayter have issues or have heat, and Britt has it with Hayter. Maybe it's more of a Britt thing. I don't know what the hell's going on, and I'm really getting pissed off. I'm trying to let it play out. I'm trying to see what's going to happen, but every issue, it just seems like it's Britt. She's involved in it. Her name's brought up, and honestly, where there's smoke, there's fire. And honestly, leadership, management, people who constantly find themselves in the middle of drama. First, it was CM Punk's fault. Well, CM Punk isn't there anymore. Who are you going to blame now? Wake up. Because you guys in AEW have a money match here. You want to make your women's division known. Mercedes is talking about she wants to start a revolution. Another revolution that she started with Bayley in NXT. Wake up. Because you're fucking up the money and you're pissing a lot of people off and you're really not doing a justice to the fans and the people that want this company to succeed. They want this company to be the best it can be. And an alternative, an outlet for those who, yeah, we watch WWE, but we want something different sometimes. We want to see other opportunities for the great women, men and women in this sport. Sometimes it's just like people in AEW need their ass whooped. And I'm not talking about in the ring. The Tony Khans, the lack of urgency. It's like he doesn't care at times. It's like he spins a wheel, throws darts at a board, picks names out of a hat, gets the old tumbler like they used to have in the Royal Rumble days in WWE, and picks names out of a hat. Plays random, hits the random button 3 times on the controller like we used to do on Madden or 2K to select your team. So we all didn't pick the same teams, kind of keep things fresh and fun and really get down to the essence of who can win a game. You got 2 of the biggest women in the business. We've had not one memorable segment. They got into it at Comic-Con. You suspend Britt because of the incident, kind of write it into the story. She comes back, walks as slow as a snail, slow as the hare and the tortoise and the hare to the ring. Kamille's looking goofy. Oh, where is she? Doesn't pull her off of her. Then Britt gets beat up. The numbers game's obviously playing a fact into it. And to my point, I think this leads to the return of Jamie Hayter. I think we then get Mercedes Mone and Kamille against Dr. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter at All Out. As I mentioned, the build to All In, bleeding into All Out 2 weeks away is fantastic. You're going to get a tag team match between those 4 women, it looks like, at All Out in Chicago. I think Mercedes wins here. I could see Kamille trying to get involved, thus leaving the door open where the numbers are against Britt Baker, maybe after the match where she's about to get beat down. A returning surprise Jamie Hayter. We've heard she's been backstage sparingly. No update on her injury. It's been over a year. I think she returns, aligns herself with Britt. I think they put the BS, whatever they have, down. They bury the hatchet. Britt and Jamie Hayter align. Mercedes and Kamille. We got a tag match. Potentially a Mercedes Jamie Hayter feud, as well, potentially leading to a Jamie Britt feud as well. But I think with Jamie Hayter being back, going for the world title in the women's division is something she is meant to do. We can then slowly start to tell her story and start to rise and get behind her ascent back to stardom. The crowd's going to love her, give her a Wembley moment, and I think she should be the woman to eventually dethrone Mariah May for the Women's World Championship. Then you can tell the story if you want. Britt turning on Jamie, Jamie turning on Britt, and they could do a feud there if they want to for the world title or doesn't need a world title. But I think Mercedes Mone, obviously, she's not losing that title anytime soon this year. She's going to be in a marquee match. Can we get Mercedes and Athena next year at All in Arlington? I'm already making my dream match card, and I know people are going to probably try to steal it. Give me Mercedes and Athena. Give me Swerve and MJF. Can we get that? Is that too much to ask? That's 2 marquee matches. if you get some story and long-term booking. And since we're doing long-term booking, and I love to do this kind of thing because I have nothing else to do sometimes, give me a women's War Games match or a women's Blood and Guts. We've seen Blood and Guts with the men. It's been done ad nauseum. Let's get something fresh, something new, something we can develop. Team Mercedes against Team Britt, Blood and Guts next year. Let's book it, TK. Let's continue to tell the story. Let's have some long-term booking. We got Jamie Hayter, who will align with Britt. We got Mercedes and Kamille. We could have Thunder Rosa align with Britt. We could have Mariah May align with Mercedes Mone. Then you could have Mercedes Mone with the world champion and TNT TBS champion and Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter looking at the world championship as well. You could have Toni Storm in there. You could have a Deonna Purrazzo. You could have a Chris Statlander, a Willow Nightingale. You can get 5 women and tell a story and have intertwining, interlocking stories in the women's division for the TBS title, for the women's world title. Feuds that don't need a world championship. The dissension between Britt and Jamie. Long-term rivalries from the past revisited. Fresh new matchups and stories that could be told. I want to hear from you, Flex Zone family. I'm a little off because they kind of dropped the ball on this feud, but I think the match will deliver, and it's one of the matches on 20 match card. It's one of the 4 matches I'm really, really looking forward to, and I'm invested in, and I really, really think has a chance to do well. I don't know where Mercedes goes next with Kamille. Like I said, I think Jamie Hayter returns. We get a tag match at All Out. Then what do you do with the tag match? Do you maybe have Kamille take the L? Because you can't have Jamie Hayter come back and lose because Britt's already going to lose. That could happen. Then you could set up Mercedes and Jamie Hayter. I'm cool with it. But get it together, AEW. Tell stories. Get us invested. Tug on our heartstrings. Invoke emotion. And with that being said, we'll be live with you this coming Sunday, 1 p.m. for AEW All In 2024. Hey man, we're going to turn it up to 10 and have a good time regardless. We'll be here 1 p.m., 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. BST. Super hit that subscribe button, like a bomb that like button, backdrop that bell. Let me know your thoughts on this match and all the others. What do you think they've done with this feud? Have they dropped the ball? Had to go on a little bit of a rant, but we got Mercedes, we got Britt. I think it's going to be a good match. CEO versus D.M.D. Let's tell some long-term stories. Let's invest in these women. Let's tell a long-term story leading into maybe All in Arlington. A women's Blood and Guts, maybe. If you don't want to do Blood and Guts as a separate show. Or, I don't know, some sort of marquee match that has told a story that kind of can bleed on from this All In to next All In. Your biggest shows of the year, your WrestleMania. 1 year of programming and telling of stories each month with your pay-per-views, now every month. 2, culminating at All In, your biggest show of the year that you now can take around the world, and you get 4, get the big marquee matches. Super kick that subscribe button, like a bomb that like button, backdrop that bell. We can talk about this all day, but AEW just can't get right with certain things. And I've just come to terms that they make it their TV deal, they make it their money, but will things really change? Will they really give us, the fans, what we want and desire? And that's that old AEW that we fell in love with, that can really be an alternative. But super kick that subscribe button, like a bomb that like button, backdrop that bell. I'm going with Mercedes to retain. I do love Mercedes. I do love Britt. Hope they can get things together. Put business first. Do the job. And let's just give the fans what we deserve. We spend money. We give our time that we can't get back. And you guys are rich regardless. So give us something we can invest in. I'm getting out of here. Thank you for watching. Super kick that subscribe button, like a bomb that like button, backdrop that bell. It's the Flex Zone Podcast. Acknowledge us. We're out of here. CEO, D.M.D, Jamie Hayter returns. Tag match it All Out. I'm going with Mercedes to retain. I'll see you in the next video. Check out all the other predictions on the channel.